my thing.
I had a good night last night.
Yeah? Tell me about that thing.
I watched Monster House.
What are you showing people? What is that? What is that?
Something ignorant.
I hate Sandlot.
You hate Sandlot?
No, it's Anakin.
Let me see. Hold on. What?
This is it. That's my cold open.
This is.
That's my cold open.
Fuck you, dude.
That's my cold open.
Let me see.
No, it's a secret from you.
Send that to my Instagram so I can pull that up.
Your Instagram?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's too good. What do you mean you had tell me about your good night.
I watched Monster House.
I was like Tyrez's stepfather last night.
What do you mean?
Well, I was on the couch doing my thing, and I was like, you know that young blood. He over there playing his video games. But I'm gonna do. I know his favorite movie. I'm gonna put it on for him before I go to sleep. So I went on Amazon Prime, and I rented the movie Monster House.
Wow.
And he, like a child, lit up and was very excited and started smiling and turned off the game and then came over and sat down and watched it.
That's my shit,
You
bro.
fuck with Monster House that much?
Here's the thing. I didn't realize how fucking bad the animation was.
You think?
Because I haven't seen it in so long.
It is a little clunky.
Oh, no, it's atrocious. When's the last time you've seen it?
It's been a long time.
That's why. It was bad. I was like, this is, like, bad.
You remember the little animation? Or
yes.
Like the textures and shit?
Everything.
You don't like it?
It's bad.
I kind of like how clay looking it does. That kind of feeling. I mean, the animation, I could see that.
It's so bad.
They look like puppets, but...
It just looks bad.
I enjoy it.
It's a good movie, though.
That's a bad take.
It is.
It's a bad take that it looks bad. I didn't say it's a bad
You said it
movie.
was a good movie. All right. So
Yeah.
I'll let you.
No, that's fair.
I love that movie, bro.
Well, what makes it good, even though the animation's like what makes up for
It's a good time.
what's bad about the animation?
It's a good time. It's weird. It's one of those movies where it's like weird. I forgot a lot about the movie. I forgot about the fact that like there's like
So there's Mr. Nutcracker?
that one older guy in the band is not okay.
Yeah.
He should be canceled. What? He makes a lot of sexual advances towards that woman that she does not agree with multiple times in the film.
Which guy is this?
Bones.
Who's Bones?
Hey, let's see. Hold on.
He's in a band.
There he is. Second
this guy.
He
Bones
doesn't.
ain't that bad, bro.
What?
Bones ain't that bad.
Is that what you want to say?
She gets with Skull.
Do you want to say Bones is not that bad?
Nah, whatever.
Do you want to die on that hill?
Maybe he is. But look,
What did he do?
it doesn't matter. She gets with Skull at the end of the movie.
I'm not talking about her. I'm not talking about her judgment. I'm saying that he's a bad guy.
Maybe.
There's literally a part where like they're on the couch and she's like, stop touching me.
Oh yeah,
Walks
the
out.
babysitter's guy.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know why I didn't remember that. Yeah, he kind of needed to get 8.
He does really quick.
He was one of those characters he's like too inappropriate for a kids movie. He's probably gonna get eaten, but they're probably gonna get rid of him before he does anything too salacious.
Also, it's funny how they make the what's the fat kid's name?
Chowder.
It's funny how they make Chowder really, really like kind of impressive at basketball at first. Because his dribble maneuvers, where you were like, I mean, like, that's a carry, but like he's kind of nice with it. He had a little behind the backs and shit, and then he hits himself in the face.
Sure.
But that happens to the best.
What if we did a remaster?
A remaster of all of Monster House?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What does that mean, though?
No. We just reanimate this shit.
Oh, so just redo it.
But
a remake.
But we keep all the voice acting and all the performances.
Yeah, keep on Hitler's homeboy here.
Yeah, you can do it. You can do it easily. I just
have to see it.
Redo it. make it.
After that last night, I tried to watch The Breakfast Club. I couldn't watch it.
Dude, I hate The Breakfast Club.
Oh, what is going on now?
No.
Why?
It's a hot take, but I hate The Breakfast Club.
Tell me why you hate The Breakfast Club.
It's a terrible, terrible movie, and I'm going to tell you why. Okay.
Why?
First of all, what's the story?
Some kids are in detention. And they bond. Okay.
That would be great. Confused?
Not a huge fan of that movie.
No, so you just don't like those types.
No. But I like those. 16 Candles, same director.
Yeah.
Love that movie.
It's a great movie.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Love that movie. Coming of age movies are my thing.
Yeah, that's.
I hate The Breakfast Club because I don't hate Dazed and Confused. I'm just like about Dazed and Confused.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would never watch it intentionally, but I'm not mad. I hate when The Breakfast Club is on because it's a bad movie. Every single character completely unlikable. Mm-hmm. They take the different stereotypes of people.
Yeah.
But there's no, you know how they do that in a movie? Okay, let's take a movie like Heathers, for example, which is even more...
It's a great movie.
I mean, that's a great movie.
I know.
It's even more wacky and out there, and it's a satire, so it's going to be even more polarizing. But we have somebody we could connect with, which is Veronica, the main character.
Yeah.
She's a little edgy, but, like, she's, for the most part, our voice of clarity throughout the whole film.
Yeah, she's the
Who the hell is the voice of clarity in The Breakfast Club? It's a bunch of unrealistic characters who are wackadoos, and they're all... Oh,
what was that?
You hear that?
Mm-hmm. I think it's mine.
Oh, you're messing with that. Okay.
Yeah, I was pulling my phone out. All right.
There you go.
We need to be
Bunch of wackadoos.
It's a bunch of wackadoos all talking about how much they hate themselves and they hate each other. So, like, there's no character progression in the movie. So you start watching the movie and one character will start to talk to another character and there will be conflict. Okay, that makes sense. We have to have some conflict in this scene, and then maybe someone else agrees with someone else. So, like, let's say two of these people are talking, because I can't even pick out. Anytime this movie is playing, I usually just block it out or I leave the room. I'm so serious, I fucking hate this movie. So, let's say these two characters are talking. You got two characters that are talking. Fine. Then one of the characters will agree with another one.
Sure.
Then the person that agrees with the one character gets yelled at by the character they're agreeing with, and this person agrees with the other person, and then they yell at them. And you're like, who agrees with anyone? Well, here's the answer. Nobody agrees with anybody. Everybody hates each other all the time. And then you're like, well, this is strange. This isn't usually how a scene is formatted, but okay. Sure. It's a little experimental. Okay, well then, now we have two characters that go away and they find that there's one scene in particular that these two on the end talk about their dads. Right? And how they both have shitty dads.
Yeah.
Right? His dad is never there for him and always pushes him to do shit he doesn't want. And then his dad is literally just an abusive asshole.
He's a piece of shit.
So they talk to each other and they're like, he's like, yeah, my dad sucks. He's like, yeah, my dad sucks too. And you have this moment and you're like, oh, this is where we're going to see, like, they have more in common. And he's like, yeah, but my dad sucks more. And he's like, oh, yeah, well, my dad sucks so bad that he does this. And he's like, you think that that's great? You think that that's bad? Because let me tell you that. And it's like a bunch of those, like...
Isn't that very high school, though, to you?
Sure, but it's not a thing I want to watch.
I guess.
Like, is it a nice part of high school that I think should be dramatized? No. And nobody ever connects at the end. Or nobody connects until the end. When they're connecting back and forth and getting mad, and then they just start, like, manically running around while smoking weed. Then they run through the hallways.
I'll give you that.
For no reason. No, that actually doesn't say
it's because of that's what they wanted you to believe marijuana was about.
Okay, for no reason they run through the fucking hallways, and then they come back and they argue some more, and at the end we like have this like song, and they're like, man, I really love you, like we're such best friends. At the end I'm like, you were screaming at each other not but 3 minutes runtime ago. I can't believe that. I don't care about any of your relationships.
I'll give you that. I'm trying to lock down what I like about it. I'm gonna like it anyway. That's the thing.
See, that's the thing that sucks. about this movie is people like it because they're told to like it.
No, it's not why. Honestly, I do. When I go back and watch it and put it on in the background, especially, it's a vibe.
Then you gotta think.
That's it. It's aesthetic. It's a vibe. That's what this movie is.
And that's what I'm saying.
It's not an actual movie.
This movie came out in '85. Like to be honest, other than like any buzz that kept going from it from '85, we don't have no reason to watch it. We just stumbled across it and we like it. But it's like you said, some movies is not. It don't necessarily follow no like cohesive like plot design that you saying. But maybe it's just all that aesthetic and like vibe of that environment is like what people
None of us stumbled upon this movie, though. Or I'm not gonna say none of us, because some people probably did, like cinephiles or people who have parents that really wanted them to see it. Most people didn't stumble upon this movie. Most people saw the posters. This is like The Godfather. This is like Scarface.
They saw the fucking that at the end.
Every fucking like cool teenager has the Breakfast
What's that reference
Club,
from?
like what the Breakfast Club poster or the Scarface poster.
Or they made the reference like, this is a regular Breakfast Club you got.
Yeah, right. It's just it's iconic for the sake of being iconic, and I don't think it has any worth in its storytelling or the character study, because for all intents and purposes, this should be a character study. But I don't give a shit about any of the characters because we just learn about problems after problems after problems. None of them wish to solve any of them. There's no clarity that they find. Like, any point of clarity that somebody tries to say, somebody will get mad. And then they'll just be like, you don't understand how mad I am. And they're like, maybe I don't. But that's because I'm mad about something else. And you're like, okay, man, like, but can we get some growth? And then at the end, they're all just like, we're best friends. And you're like, but why? I don't know if they're saying they're best friends.
It's just detention. Like, it's just...
And it is only one detention
in detention, like
what?
And that's what makes the most sense to me, because at the end of the movie, it's like they all go their separate ways, and then like I think one of them says, and it's like once we get out of here, it's just gonna be back to everything, and that's what you're supposed to take from it. It's just like, have you ever been in detention with motherfuckers for this amount of time? And it's like, usually I'd never interact with you, but like, I already don't want to be here. I would rather we're gonna argue. Okay, so we're gonna have to have camaraderie while we're in here, regardless of what happens when we leave.
I get that, but I would rather sit through detention than watch that movie because it's about as fucking entertaining. What you're saying to me is like, bro, but like, you don't understand. Have you ever seen paint dry?
No, I'm not saying you don't understand. I'm just saying that's...
No, I know, but like, have you ever watched paint dry? So if I make like a really accurate depiction of paint drying, it's still gonna be boring. But of course, there's gonna be some hipster douchebag who's like, it's actually really profound. Like, cause it's like, it's actually, but like, it's actually
like
drying.
A performance art.
It's like actually drying though.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people are scared to do that.
I'm sorry, you're just doing like a really good impression of Alex right now.
Alex who?
Alex Norman?
Oh, really? I don't think he would like the paint drying movie. There's not enough World War II guns and fucking dragons.
Yeah, it was definitely an Alex impression though. Like a parody Alex impression.
I don't like movies that are just the aesthetic. Like,
no, I get what you're saying.
And this is one of those movies that feels...
I don't know. I can't explain entirely why I like it anyway, but I do. The aesthetic is part of it.
I think that's it. I think that's what it is.
The aesthetic is part. I haven't sit down and watch it and give it my full attention in a while.
That's because it's so fucking boring. It's hard to do.
It's not boring either, though.
But you do.
I don't.
I truly believe that you do. Because
I've chosen to watch that movie over more exciting movies.
Every single time you tell me that you've watched the movies in this conversation, you have said you put it on in the background, and that's fine. It's something playing in the background because it's a fucking milquetoast movie that you don't need to put a lot of attention into.
Ready Player One on in the background, though.
I know, but like every time you've talked to me, you've never been like, yeah, but I really like have this like emotional bond.
No, I don't.
No, you don't.
I don't.
You don't.
I don't. No.
Let's just all sit here and agree that Breakfast Club at least kind of sucks.
I'll tell you what I don't get though. For a while, the term like, oh, this is like a regular Breakfast Club is like a term to like, oh, it's a very diverse group of people.
Yeah.
There's not anybody on that screen that's not white.
Well, it was the 80s. Black people didn't exist.
That's right. I forgot. They weren't invented until the 90s.
They didn't know. Rap music wasn't invented until 2001 with Lil Wayne. He made the first song.
The first rap song ever of all time.
Yeah.
Wow. So what's your replacement then? Like, what fits into that slot for you?
Oh my goodness. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. An emotional fucking story.
It is.
It's a really good character study of a likable sociopath.
Kinda, yeah.
I mean, he really is. It's a really good movie about
It makes
a
you
guy.
feel good about being selfish.
Ferris Bueller's not a good person.
And this is a hot take.
And it's not though. I love the movie and I love Ferris Bueller in the movie.
Sure.
Kind of like I love Bateman in American Psycho.
No, not the same thing.
Not the exact same, but a lot of people put Bateman on a pedestal and they're like, he's so cool. And I'm like, well, I know, because you're a real person. But there's a lot of people that are like, he's so cool. He's like all fit and he fucks girls. And you're like, yeah, but even if you believe in the theory like I do that he never kills anybody.
Oh, yeah.
Even if you believe in that theory, he's still a bad person and a sociopath.
Have you seen American Psycho, Tyrese?
Not in full, like only ever.
Oh
like,
yeah, you got it.
Oh, wow.
He's a bad dude. But so is Ferris.
Good job, Al.
Ferris is a bad guy. So like he lies from the get-go. He cheats and lies his way through everything, which it's low stakes enough. So, okay, for there to be good guys and bad guys in a movie, you have to look at the stakes. Now, I'm not saying that Ferris Bueller is some kind of, like, super corrupt, cancelable, like, evil person. But he's not a good guy. And he's, like, the story's villain for most of the movie. So, he doesn't...
Wouldn't you say the antagonist would be the principal?
No. You know what? Not even. He's the fucking Timon and Pumbaa of the story. And I'm going to tell you why.
He's the comic relief. That's it.
And I'm going to tell you why. He never gets a win. When in the entire movie...
That's true, no. He
does the principal give you
these guys
a sense... Sure. When does the principal... In the movie, give you a sense of like, oh no, I'm really scared. Like, hopefully, like that sense of suspense. There's there's one time
he has missed 9 days.
But there's one time in the movie where he gives real suspense, and it's for like 0.5 seconds, and it's when he's in the backyard. But like immediately, the tension is cut by his sister opening the door and being like, "Oh, Ferris, are you okay?" And then brings him inside, and immediately he's cut off. The only people who give him a sense of dread, and the only people who give you a sense of suspense are his parents when he's running his parents,
Jeannie,
his sister,
yeah,
who is also in that same scene, and the car. AKA Cameron's dad, who we never see. And it's not but here's the thing, man. He lets Cameron take the heat. At the very end, we see Cameron after the car. First of all, Cameron doesn't want to be there.
I imagine Cameron's dad looked like Bill Maher.
Cameron doesn't want to go on this trip.
No.
He says it multiple times. He does not want to go.
You've seen this movie, I'm assuming.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I can't remember much from it. I saw it a while ago.
Come on! We're leaving now. Tyrese out the movie.
I can't help it. I can't help it. You asked me what my
Breakfast
was.
Club and Dazed and Confused. That's my shit.
I just figured you'd seen it. I let you run because I figured you'd seen the movie.
No, I've seen it. It was just, I can't.
I wasn't like, let's talk about Casablanca.
That's the greatest script ever written.
Doesn't mean I know he hasn't seen it.
Why?
What do you mean why?
I ain't seen. I know of it.
I haven't seen it.
It's the greatest screenplay ever written. But hold on. Here's the thing about Ferris Bueller.
Go ahead.
He's the villain. I gotta, he's the villain because
where are these White Claws, by the way?
What?
Where are these White Claws, by the way?
Out there.
Oh damn! I'll get one later.
Yeah, go get him.
Go ahead.
We can always pause it. Watch. We'll be back after these messages.
Yeah.
I'm going to get one. Do you want one?
Yeah, I gotta freeze his face. Get me a lime.
A lime?
Yeah.
I don't have a lime.
No, a lime White Claw.
Oh.
I need to watch that movie again because I haven't seen it in a long time. Oh.
And we're back.
So the reason why he's a villain So first of all, what does he do? Oh, okay. Let's define villain. Okay, I'm defining villain as within the stakes of the film, someone who is detrimental to other characters.
To the goal of the hero.
To the goal. There is no hero.
You would just say that.
Much like in American Psycho, there is no hero. It is a character study on the villain. We are seeing the movie.
So how would you define the protagonist?
Well, he is technically the protagonist of the story, but it is through the eyes of a villain. Much like American Psycho. Okay, so let's talk about all of the ways he affects his people around him. He throws his sister under the bus. Doesn't really throw her under the bus, but lets her take the brunt and doesn't really stand up for her. You know, the normal.
I don't know. Here's what I disagree with that, because she could have just fucked off and gone to school and minded her own business. And what he did not affect her in any way. She chose to give a shit.
But that's the thing, is like you never see him do anything for her, but she does a lot for him.
What does she do for him aside from let him off the hook when she had it?
That's the whole premise of the film.
But she didn't have to do any of those things. She could have just gone about her life.
That's what I'm saying. He never says anything. He's never good to her. Per the film, we never see him do anything nice or redeemable to her.
All right.
We do see her do
I'll give you that.
Nice and redeemable things for him.
You just assume,
whether or not,
you just assume because of all the other good.
We can only judge what happens on the screen. So I'm just saying per the screen. So okay, let's not even like bring her into it, like, because he doesn't do a lot that's terrible. He doesn't do anything that's like overtly terrible to her. But okay, the principle is the comic relief, so nobody gives a shit what happens to him.
Yeah,
that's, who cares. His parents. He lies to his parents even though they are very, very, very kind to him and very understanding to him. He abuses their trust 24/7 throughout the film. Blatantly.
Sure.
Blatantly. Okay. Well, that's still... What I'm saying is the reason we... Oh, I'll get it at the end. Okay. So then his girlfriend... She is a pretty good student from what we could see, and he coerces her into skipping... Not just before.
I wouldn't say coerces. I wouldn't say coerces.
Not premeditatively.
She was down.
For sure.
He's been down bad for Ferris Bueller's Day.
Okay, I got it, but he's the mastermind. Okay? He gets her to leave in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Meaning it's not premeditated. This is on a whim.
Yeah.
So on a whim.
Kind of, because when she was sitting in class... she was kind of anticipating that.
Maybe you let her know. But, why would you wait till she's at school? For the fuck of it. He puts her in not harm's way, but trouble's way for his own shits and giggles then. Which might even prove my point more. Because she could have just said she was sick.
But he also knows that turns her on.
Maybe, but that's...
I mean, if I knew if she was into spontaneity...
That's not canonical.
Sure, but
like turned on by it.
You can't put... It's got a subtext. You have to give some of this through subtext.
I guess, but... Okay, and then we have... Alright, then let's say all of that is true. Then we have unmistakable...
You're still right.
Unmistakable, undeniable proof, which is Cameron. Cameron is actually sick, actually sad... and does not want to go.
Maybe. He doesn't seem sick for the rest of the film.
But that's just kind of like the adrenaline of the situation. He doesn't do anything very
sick.
high intensity.
You just don't have anything better to do.
Okay. Fine. But he doesn't want to do it. He vehemently doesn't want to do it.
Sure.
So he puts his own...
But you've done this to us.
Yes.
You've done this to us.
Yes.
You have gotten bugged us and greased us.
Yes.
When we didn't want to do something and you made us do it.
Correct. And if we made... Wait, listen. That's why I say he's not like a super villain evil. He's the bad guy of the film in the context of the film. If we made a film about the things I've done to you guys... I would not be a good person. I would not be the hero.
It'd be a horror film starring Greasius.
I love Ferris Bueller because I relate to him. I love it. But he tells, and I've done the very thing he does with Cameron, I have done to Nolan, I don't know how many times.
No, Nolan is absolutely Cameron, yeah.
Yes.
I see that.
I know.
I see it.
We used to do this shit all the time. I'd be like, bro, you gotta quit school. Gotta miss the bus, and you can't
quit your job. Quit your job.
Literally happened. I was like, bro, let's go to a LARP event. And he was like, I can't. I'm like, what if you quit your job? you can jump right now, and we just went to South Carolina, and he was like,
bro, might.
He did.
Is that what he said too?
I don't know.
That's cap.
So-
Might have to.
He did it. He did it because I told him to.
Where was he working?
Why do you think I say that so much? Because I'm like, once in 1,000 times, it does work.
Where is he working at?
He was delivering paper in a truck. He was like driving a truck.
I remember you. So no, but that is real because.
Oh
like,
my God! It was Craig Robinson from fucking maybe it was his pizza delivery job. I can't remember which one it was.
If you find me at the right time during the job, especially me, because you know how I get down, and you'll be like, "Yo, quit your job." Like just a few months ago at the resort, I'd have been like, "Look,
I made $5 because of you. You kept that job for more than 30 days.
Bro.
Ken didn't even fucking argue with me. He just sent me $5.
I'm a man of my word. So Ferris Bueller, I'm gonna wrap this up. Ferris Bueller goes through all these things, does all these things, puts his friend in intentional danger for the fuck of it, doesn't really give them anything, and the moment we know he is a villain is when he gives us this sad story when he's like, Cameron, I'll take the heat. Listen, everybody's like, oh, he's being so noble. Like noble. He's finally going to take responsibility.
Yeah.
He doesn't take the heat in the end.
No.
It's a tactic, and I've used it before. Where you're like, you don't want this much heat. You don't want to do it, and you know where they're at mentally in the situation. So you're like
giving them a chance to prove themselves.
Yeah. And I'm gonna make myself look, weak under their, morals, and then, but they're gonna take it at the end of the day, and he lets him.
Yeah.
And he drives away and he lets him. Cameron is never seen again.
So do you think that Ferris Bueller and Cameron, I don't know if they gave his last name. So what's his last name?
I don't remember.
Cameron something. Do you think they stayed friends after high school?
No.
No? You don't think Cameron wised up? Or you think he did?
Well, no, I don't even think it's that. I think they just went their separate ways.
Do you think that
him and his girlfriend stayed together?
Sloan and Ferris stayed together.
So Ferris Bueller was basically just toxic.
Yes.
I don't know if I would say that he was toxic. What if he thought he was doing this all on the right? Like, because he took them and had
No,
their
but that's what makes
Chicago date.
That's what.
But
makes
how
him
did
more
it
toxic.
end? But how did it end?
What did you say?
I guess that's what makes him more toxic because he thinks it's a he thinks thing. It's like it was never no.
Yeah, he didn't consult them. I get it. He did this without Yeah, he made them do this
on a whim, at least for Cameron.
I hate how right you are
can't
about
just
it.
decide that you think what you think is what's right for everyone.
And we're not going to sit here and say that. Let's say that they did have the greatest day ever. Maybe we could paint it differently. It's the fact that Cameron had literally the worst day ever. All of that fun thing, all those fun things that happened in that movie,
What about Twist and Shout?
are destroyed by the fact that do you know how rare that car is?
Pretty rare, I'm assuming. Like, there's what? Didn't he say there's less than 12?
The car that they were showing is they couldn't get a real one because it's worth more than the budget of the film.
Oh,
this car. Yeah.
It's one of the most expensive cars. Like,
look it up.
Dude, it's beyond anything. It's the worst day.
It's 1961 Ferrari 250 GT California Spider. Let's look up.
Shit, sound expensive,
Doesn't it?
Now,
Worth $17 million.
But think about this. Tyrese, we go out, right?
Yeah.
And
right, because I haven't seen the movie in a long time.
We go out, man, we go to a baseball game, we eat some fire-ass food that we dine and dash with.
Yeah.
We go in a parade, you see me hop up, and I start performing, and we get the whole city lit. We're running from school. We drive around in this nice-ass car, and at the end of it, you destroy something your mother owns that is worth $17 million.
And you told him not. And
you told me multiple times
you said
that
you would rent a different car if you wanted to. You have a car already that works.
So here's the way I'm set up, and you say it's my mom.
Okay. So let's scale it down. Even if it wasn't $17 million, it's your it's something your mom owns.
Yeah.
And it is the most precious thing to her.
Yeah.
And it's destroyed beyond repair.
Tyrese loves his mom.
And
Cameron does not fucking.
He doesn't have another parental figure that he doesn't like that much.
His mom.
No, I'm saying him. I have to equate it to him.
I guess you're right.
Or, I mean, even if it was something else, like, the feeling of having something that doesn't belong to you, that is someone's most prized possession, so that you have been...
But that's how I'm set up. You know, I don't even like to drive nobody else's car.
But it's $17 million and it's destroyed forever. And you can't replace it even if you had the money.
Ooh, that's what I'm saying. That's some ill shit. Like, I mean...
That's not the best day of his life.
No.
I guess you're not.
No, I don't give a damn what we did.
It was Mary Ferris Bueller's best day.
And it wasn't even.
Yeah.
He just ends the day with like, another day.
They said Ferris Bueller's day off.
Yeah, his one of many days off.
Because Cuz wasn't going to school.
Yeah.
This day he got to flex in somebody's $17 million car. Shit got fucked up. He blamed it on his homie, and he's like, I'm about to do this again tomorrow.
He is! He's the villain! And he knows how to hack into computers, evidently.
Yeah.
I wanted a car. My parents bought me a computer. How's that for being born under a bad sign? That's a fucking... That's a lot of capability.
That's a privileged line, ain't it?
Cuz he's the example of a bad influence. He's the worst influence.
He's the worst influence.
And his room is dope. Like, obviously his parents, like, buy him a lot of shit. He doesn't have a job.
You even
There's no mention of a job.
The visual storytelling of, in his little trap that he uses the counterweight, he uses this big-ass trophy.
Yeah.
Meaning he doesn't care
about
the
trophies for?
It's visual symbolism that he doesn't care about bullshit like that. That's like probably a source of deep pride for his family and his parents, and he's just like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I just want to fuck around.
He just like chaotic evil?
Yeah.
No,
I mean, he's
chaotic neutral,
like,
for sure.
Yeah.
He doesn't do anything intentionally evil to other people. He just doesn't give a fuck. Therefore, he is not the hero.
Okay, all right. No. All right, I'm on this. I get it now. Yeah. I get it.
I'm not saying he's evil.
The hero in script writing terms.
He creates all of the bad situations that he has to get himself out of.
Yeah, he has to. It's not himself because we don't care about that. It's that he has to get his friends out of.
Yeah. So they're just
he
like
puts them in. Yeah, he puts them in
for his own interest.
Just a little bit.
So his friends are just collateral damage for his own interest.
Yeah.
So it's like he's not innately bad. He's just like he's
selfish.
He's toxic.
He's a
sociopath. But the thing about high schoolers is that they do exhibit a lot. Like you're an adolescent, your brain is much more likely to kind of skew the line as far as like normal antisocial behavior.
So check it out. That is the perfect thing that you just said. You brought my whole argument full circle. Why do I not like The Breakfast Club, and why do I like Ferris Bueller's Day Off? Ferris Bueller's Day Off really, really accurately depicts the mind of a high schooler being like, man, I really want to have like fun with my friends, but also that selfish mentality that they have in a way that blurs a lot of lines that you may not even understand upon first watch, but under like deep, like you look at it, you watch it more, you're like, oh, maybe he is bad, but like maybe he's good. There's arguments to be had.
Yeah.
The Breakfast Club doesn't do that. It very surface level shows a bunch of kids bickering that doesn't take anything deeper and just kind of shows very accurately, I guess, what detention is like. Instead of like using
very accurately because of how boring it is.
Because of how fucking terrible and boring it is. Oh my god, I can't stop looking at the levels. I'm monitoring your levels like as we're doing this because like I'm so used to doing it. Like I can't.
How do they look?
And I'm like adjusting my. I'm sounding perfect because I'm adjusting my voice to give you perfect levels.
Hey, that's you right there. You're an expert. If you want to,
I'm looking at your mix.
Okay.
I can't. There is no levels for that.
No, not for the individual.
But what I'm saying is, yeah. Anyway, that was.
What's the most you ever fucked off in high school, Tyrese? Like the most you ever were just like broke the rules blatantly to like do what you want.
Plenty of times. Like I ain't fucking care about, like I told y'all, I didn't get my license until I was like 20 something, right?
Okay.
Because when I was in high school, the homies like had cars, but like we just leave, like, or just wouldn't go to school.
You went to high school here or where?
Yeah, at Laney.
Okay.
Yeah, and we just so like that idea of like him just being like, I'm not gonna go to school or leave school and do what I want. That shit was regular.
For sure.
No, imagine you did that and the vice principal chased your ass down. Like he was trying to track you down the whole day.
So look, listen, there was a few times, but we got caught one time. It was a path like you can take to leave out to go to the road, like to get. So one of the homies left in his car and he was gonna meet us at the spot once we went through the path, because I can't remember where we was at. We was in one of the classes, and it was this big ass like tree to go across the shit. Anyways, we left out of there, and it was a principal. His name was Marsico. Motherfucker saw us type shit, and they was like over there trying to figure out where we was going, and we knew that they knew we was over there. We took off through that.
How'd you guys know they knew?
Huh?
How did you guys know they knew?
Because they was over there.
Oh, you just saw it.
Yeah,
okay.
and we took off through that shit, made it to where we was at, got in the car and went wherever we went for the day. But yeah, like leaving school or like not being there type shit, we did that all the time.
They ever threatened to like not graduate your shit? Anything like that?
They did me. They caught my dumb ass, but it wasn't for no shit like leaving off of school or nothing like that. Nothing disciplinary. It was because of like, so senior year of high school, I remember I wore like joggers and pajama pants the whole year.
Sure,
I did not
care.
That's what I'm saying. So like they was gonna get me because I wasn't doing no homework. I just was not in school. Senior year was not school for me. I just had to be there.
Yeah.
So like
that was the first time I had free periods.
Is what I'm saying. Like I had a whole period where I didn't have to do anything, and then I think I had. It wasn't even like the last period of the day. So like I had to go to a class after that free period, which I think was like math was the problem class for me, and I never went there or didn't make it.
Yeah,
and I was working.
Once you left school, you're fucking off.
That's what I'm saying. And I was working at the same time. So like if I did stay through the whole day and made it to that class at some point, I would sleep through there anyways.
Yeah. Fuck
you
that.
feel me? So like they they're like, if you don't get your what's the name to a certain level for this class because you need this to graduate, we're gonna hold you back.
What kind of shit did you guys do when you left?
I mean, not nothing real wild. Like
you have a default, like what you go to when you don't know what you're gonna do.
Go to the homie's house.
Just go there and chill.
Great. That's what we did, yeah.
Yep, went to the homie's house,
went to
smoked
Ed's
weed.
place, smoked weed, ate pizza, and watch kung fu movies.
Yep.
Yeah.
Play video games. Go to the pool.
I would just go home and like edit or play video games.
See, you guys are so nice. We would do reckless shit. I would do Ferris Bueller shit.
See, I went to Topsail, so it was like you got to go into Wilmington, which, by the way, in high school, not popping. It's barely popping now.
Yeah,
it's not shit to do except for
I lived in Wendell.
Drive out of town.
We didn't do much as far as that. I would do like mean, like shit, like shitty Ferris Bueller stuff.
Well, you had much more of an interesting high school than I did.
But it had nothing to do with high school. Like, okay, I'll give you a perfect example. Me and Ed went to our friend Kevin's house. This has nothing to do with school. We convinced him, dude. Oh my god, I'm a bad guy. I used to be a piece of shit. I was a piece of shit. We convinced my friend Kevin to leave because I had my license. I was always the one that was like, let's go. And I'm very charismatic in the drama. Like, I was in all the plays and, like, drama club and the improv troupe. So, like,
yeah,
everybody knows me and kind of likes me. I was really close with the principal. I was like, hey, man, what's up, Mr. Lyon?
You were that guy.
I was
the guy who talks to the principal.
I was like, Ferris Bueller. Like, I was like, really nice
to the principal.
Yeah, but, like, I tried to make friends with as many people as I could. So, we left one day and we were like, we were just feeling rowdy, and I don't know what happened, but long story short, there were a metric fuck ton of bananas at my friend Kevin's house. I don't know if his mom went to Costco and just bought all the bananas.
What do you mean? Like, can you do it with arms? Like, how many?
No, it's like you know how you buy a bushel?
Yeah,
it was like 4 of those.
There's a shitload of bananas.
That's the most I've ever seen in a home.
Okay.
So
okay.
So we just took them, and I was like, "Ed, eat the banana," and I just
like hold the rind and everything.
Yeah, I was just his face. I was like, "Eat the banana." He was like, "No, you eat the banana," and I was like, "Eat the banana," and I took it and I threw it at him, and it splattered and it got all over him, and We had a banana fight where we took bananas and were slinging them across the house. Banana was on the walls, on the floor, everything. Like, banana was everywhere. And I was like, damn, Kevin, you want to help us clean up? And he was like, well, I don't know. And I was like, oh, you're right. I got to get home anyway. And we just jetted. You left! We dipped. With all the banana on the wall. He got in so much trouble.
That's tough.
That's why I know he's a villain, because I've been him.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry. We've got a script act now. We got to go. So plot's got to progress. Can't have the next 10 minutes of the movie be us cleaning up your fucking house.
Look, I done had situations like that where I know what it is. It's those situations where it's something that went wrong and it's because of you, and you could take the responsibility, but it's easy to pin it off on somebody else, so you can skate out of there. Now, I done had them situations in I don't know if it's always been like in school context, but like whenever I've had those situations, I took advantage of my opportunity to escape. Like every time. And that's been like before high school. Like, I think, to be honest, the crazy shit and the wild shit that people do in high school, like, I don't know, it happened for me like outside of school. Like, even in middle school, we was just doing shit we didn't have no business.
Yeah, I got up to more stuff in middle school than I did in high school. Yeah, like, high school, I kind of stuck to my own. I mean, the most wild thing I did was like sleeping with a church chick. The whole being a homewrecker thing, I did that kind of. And that was not like a whole ass. That wasn't a school thing, obviously.
You was a whole ass homewrecker.
Okay. I'll get.
Not a homewrecker as in she was married.
Right. No, so you know what?
Not the traditional
you know the story already, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but the short version is I was still trying the God thing. Like, I looking back, I was never really. That was never really going to happen. Mm-hmm. It was just something you did. And if
Jesus is going to hear this podcast.
He is. I hope he's listening.
Jesus is here.
He's one of our 30 listeners. But I was going to church in Jacksonville when we first moved here, because that's where my aunt, whenever we would come visit down here, she lived in Onslow County. Mm-hmm. So we just started going to that church, and there was a chick there who had a nose piercing and a guitar that had like fucking roses on it and shit. And
yeah, you liked that, didn't you?
It's so stupid. It's so down the middle easy.
You like that.
And she was homeschooled pretty much her whole life, so you know that she's fucking weird. Mm-hmm. And I came in wearing a leather jacket. Like, that's the kind of contrast. You know what I mean? I was just a new male person there that wasn't her dad.
Yeah.
So
you weren't fucking her dad?
I wasn't fucking her dad.
Shame. That's story if you were.
So, I mean, I tried to do it the nice way, where I was like, oh, what do I do? Like, I like her. But, like, 9 of her family go to this church. They're like a huge part of the congregation. Everybody knows. So I was like, I guess I asked permission, right? Like, you have to ask permission for parents, and I did. I did the nice thing. And they said no. And I did it anyway.
I mean, that's what you do.
Yeah. And I mean, whatever, except that her dad would give free jiu-jitsu lessons after church. And this was like, he was a coach for a UFC fighter. Like, he was a real jiu-jitsu coach. Major in the military, in the Marine Corps.
Oh, so you went and got classes from him?
And I would take classes from him every Sunday after church, which is how I learned jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And then he caught us, and then he found out
for schlanking?
Not in the middle of for schlanking, but
did you for schlank?
We did for schlank.
Okay.
And that's when it all blew up.
Yo, you brave.
I did. Like, it wasn't even bravery, it was just desire. I was being led by the head of my God. I was just doing what it told me to do. And so I would drive out to fucking Jacksonville a lot, and everybody was fucking.
You was thinking with
you know what's good news for you?
Yeah.
That won't send you to hell as long as you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. You heard it
How
here,
soon
folks.
before I die can I do that?
Heard it here first, folks. As long as you believe it,
but it has to be, so it can be minutes before I die, but if I'm like, I believe...
Here's the thing. You can roll those dice, but you playing with eternity, brother. You're playing with eternity, brother.
Mm-hmm. And hell is hot.
Hell is hot. And you know me, my house, damn, 30 degrees. All in heat.
Yo, we live in the tundra, bro. We live in the fucking mountains, bro. It's cold as fuck. I'm cool with it though. I don't like the heat either.
You guys like keeping it cold in there.
No, big folks don't like the heat, bro.
Cold and dark.
The darkness thing is just like we have natural light.
Yes.
We do a lot of natural light.
Yes.
Okay, very French. Well, it's just like why are we using electricity?
Thank you. Like I hate when people turn on artificial light when it's unnecessary.
When it's light outside.
That's what I'm saying. No, this is different.
This is different because you got cameras.
Yeah, this is for the people.
I guess
why would you do it?
I used to like being immersed, and the only light in the room on my face was the screen. But
we do that sometimes.
I like having I like the natural light thing, but I also just like having the room light.
Wow.
Sometimes
I did it.
You did it.
I can't volunteer.
No, it's your turn.
Oh, okay, there we go.
That's fucking stupid. Wait, so
I really wish. I actually had a dream about this the other day.
Stupid.
I really wish. I mean, obviously, I want this podcast to succeed, but like, I really wish we had a huge audience base for the sole purpose that I know I would be the most hated person on it.
Or beloved.
Yeah, it'd be both. It'd be both. Yeah. The people that like me would be in a very strong, opinionated minority. Everybody, their favorite person would be Tyrese.
You would get a lot of people with the dark crystal thing. Being sexually attracted to a Skeksis. I think you're gonna get an audience there. I'm not saying you want those people, but
no, I'm just saying I'm like, why would that be the thing? I think it's just because I noticed. I had a dream about it the other day that I was doing a podcast. I don't think it was Here's the Thing or something, and I remember like leaving and everybody hated me, and I woke up and I was like, you wanna know why it is? Every time I come on here, I'm very not performative. The most performative thing I do on this is put these glasses on or whatever pair of glasses I have at the time. Like, that's my shtick. Everything else is literally just how I am. And thinking about it, like, I'm more performative when I go on set and I do my job. I'm more performative
as a sound mixer.
Yeah, I'm more performative when I go on a date with a girl. I'm more performative when I talk to somebody for the first time.
I guess that's what I'm wondering is, what do you mean? Like, you're gonna stand up and fucking...
I listen, I don't know, I just mean like, there are things I say on this podcast, and I think it's because you fucked me up, because you named it my catchphrase. Because whenever I say, here's my thing, which I say all the time,
yeah,
I precede it with a fucking hot take or something I really believe. So it puts me in this mind state to where I say the most polarizing thing on my mind. Like the last time I was on this thing, I don't know if this one even got. Did the Jatori one get made?
So let me tell you what happened with the Jatori.
Jesus.
No, let me tell you straight up.
Okay.
We recorded it on 2 different laptops, right?
Okay.
Had everything figured out on the one that I was using.
Yeah.
Didn't on yours. It rendered out as an MKV file, and for those of you in my video editing group, MKV don't like it. Editing programs don't like MKV files.
Damn.
So as far as shutting off that background layer that's giving off all the echo, and it's not possible.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then actually, I probably won't be. I'll probably be the guy. I'll probably be the guy that most people are like, oh yeah, he hasn't been on it so long. I guess he's just like a, No, you are on cameo. Let's look at the. I'm a fucking cameo, dude. Because like every single one I do, I can think of all of them. There were 2 in my house.
You keep track.
2 in my house. There was the one after the Mothman thing that I came over here and did in your room.
Yeah.
There was one over there. I think there's 5 that I've kept track of that I'm not in, and then I guess 6.
This is episode 10 that we're working on right now. So
I haven't been on in
one. You've been on that one. You were on these 2 great episodes.
So I was on the first 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
7 was that
7.
Or with Jordan, sorry.
And then, okay, well, you've recorded so many more of these than you actually have.
I know. I've been trying to get... I want them to be quality, man. And even some of these are not.
Okay.
I want to be...
I feel bad about this. I was telling Tyrez, because the last one we did was so good.
It wasn't.
There was like... No. The last time that when he was here with Nolan.
Okay.
It was such a good vibe. Yeah. We were just talking about fucking... What were we talking about? We talked about Toonami. We talked about, like, you know, like, anime. We talked about all their favorite shit. Some gaming culture stuff.
Yeah.
And you talked about how he needed your help to beat Godric.
Listen. If you were the guy to talk about fucking Elden Ring, what playthrough am I on?
No.
Add these.
What? You played... This is you're on the 5th playthrough.
Yes, 5th playthrough, bro.
Damn. And I can't stop. I was like, okay, because I fucked up the first one. Or the second one, because I did the same ending. I wanted to platinum it. I finally did. And I was like, all right, 4 playthroughs, I'm done. And I was like, no.
You're not done.
What if I want to play Elden Ring, though? Or what if I want to play Elden Ring, though?
Can't stop.
Can't stop. Then you did it again. Have you thought about modding it? Well, you can't. You're on PS5.
Yeah, I don't want to.
But why not? There's some cool mods out there.
I don't like mods.
But don't you do it eventually? You're not one of the guys who like beats it vanilla and then plays for mods?
I'm really not a mods guy. Because I'm okay, and I figured out why too.
You don't PC game all that much outside of the game.
I do, but I'm so about meta strategies.
But what? Okay, so there's a mod, and I keep in mind I haven't played it, so I don't know what's possible already. But there's like a co-op mod.
That just means that I wouldn't want that. It just means, okay, so the co-op mod, so you can play co-op with your friends.
Right, that's why I was confused that there was a mod for it.
So the mod is that, like, you stay in their world the whole time.
Oh.
When you play with friends, you summon them, and then when you beat the next big boss, they go away, and you gotta summon them back.
Weird.
All it does is just eliminate that step.
Oh, okay.
And it probably lets you have, and it probably, well, and I don't know enough about it, but it probably lets you have like all your health and stuff.
Yeah, all
because what it does in the game to make it harder is the boss gets more health and you get half your health, like probably less than half your health and stuff.
With your homie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
To still make it like as hard, but it's not as hard. It's so easy because I just go in there and just fucking shit on everything.
Where are you at there?
Yeah. In the game,
we have had this conversation.
Put it this way, right? Put it this way.
Yeah.
I should be.
You should have beaten the game twice.
Yeah, I should have beat the game twice.
So I looked at the amount.
But how over-leveled are you for everything else?
No. What? What are you up to? Let's talk about it.
Taking pictures?
Hey,
snapping fucking pictographs?
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Okay, so I did the math on his playthroughs, and I'm underestimating here because I don't have all of his profiles because one of them he just straight up deleted.
What?
Wait, no,
let me explain. Hold on, you haven't beat the game. You have a couple different.
Don't say anything. Let me explain to you what's happening. Let me explain to you what's happening. It's driving me nuts. It's driving me nuts. What the fuck is this? It's Chitori.
You
on my phone.
You want to answer it?
Yeah. Hold on, wait. Hi, Chitori. Hi, Chitori. I'm Tyrez.
I didn't do it, bro.
Oh, that's Cam?
No, I'm Tyrez.
Who is that?
Me. I'm Tyrez.
Put Tyrez on fire. I have a serious question.
Why do I sound like Tyler Coleman?
What question?
Put him on the phone, Cam.
What question do you have?
Let me see.
Would you skip school with me and go to a parade?
No, Cam.
Tyrez, you gotta get... You put him on speaker.
He won't.
All right, hold on, wait, Tori. Let me call you back because we all right. It's Tori, bro. It's Tori.
What does he want?
No, it's something. So basically, he was asking me about something about one of the other homies that we work with, and he got like a job opportunity from me, and Tori wanted to know if I was gonna take it, and I'm still on the fence about it because it's.
So
I hardly
Tyrez,
get to chill with the homies now, but if I take that job, like, y'all niggas not gonna see me.
You know, I suck dick for money?
No. Absolutely not.
so Tyrez has about an hour of play time in the game. 100 hours of play time in the game. 100 hours. Okay,
It's a lot of hours.
I have almost 200.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's because what do I do? Barely work. So
Here he go.
Still, it doesn't even matter if the hours is the hours. The hours long.
the hours long. That's what I'm saying. I don't blame him for not having 200 hours in the game. He has 100 hours. That's enough time to beat the game by minimum twice. Twice. Okay? Most people don't need that long to beat it twice. Okay. So I almost have 200 and I've beaten it 4 times. So let's do the math. Anyway, I'm being generous.
Twice the time, 4 times the wins.
I'm being generous because...
But you're playing it differently.
Yeah. You want to know how he's playing it? Let's get into that.
Tell me, hold on. Give me your perspective first, because I asked you about this last time, but I didn't ask you about like all the characters that you're playing.
Word. So but I'm gonna tell y'all this, and then I gotta skate because I gotta be out in a little while. But so basically, this is how I was doing it in the beginning. Motherfuckers was giving me heat because I was running around on the horse with a club, fucking around with everything. Right?
This is character prime. This is Tyrez Prime.
That's not even true.
I wasn't running around with a club.
No, you were, but I wasn't giving you heat. I was simply asking why, and when you
wasn't giving me
when
heat,
you
but other
refused to
people
give me any sort of a semblance of answer, I was like, he probably just is dumb. Maybe, or maybe, and I even said to him, I was like, do you plan on beating the whole game with just the club? Because that's pretty cool. That's pretty noble. You'd have to be really good at the game to do that, and people have done it, and it's really cool. And he was like, no. And I was like, then why do you have the club? And he's like, stop asking me so many fucking questions, Cam. I'll beat the shit out of you. And I'm like, just tell me why.
Yeah. So, but no. Alright, because it's a lot to explain. I wish we had more time. But so
We
basically,
have all the time in the world. Quit your job.
When Elden Ring came out, right?
Yeah.
I'm familiar with the FromSoft framework and how those games go. You see what I'm saying?
Hard as fuck.
So exactly. And so for me, anyways, people are gonna watch this and y'all could take what he just said with however y'all want to take it. But this is what I'm gonna say. It wasn't, I was like, already knowing that and having been played some of the FromSoft games, it's like, yeah, I could get certain, and it's like, I can play them, but it's just not gonna be any prolonged thing for me. It's not my type of shit. You see what I'm saying?
Makes sense. Okay.
So then I saw what this game seemed like it was gonna be like and what the setting was gonna be.
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, I guess that's kind of interesting. It's the guy who wrote Game of Thrones, and I love Game of Thrones. So I was like, I mean, I guess I'll see what it's about, but it's going to take a little bit to get me into it. And then also at the same time, I was following and watching other games that I was more interested in and being prepared to have to wait for those. And I was like, I don't really...
He was being prepared to have to wait.
I don't know what
you
that
were
means.
Making a plan.
I don't know what that means.
Well,
it's a false narrative.
Basically, what I mean by that is like following them and
took up
for
all his
them
time
to tell me X, Y, and Z, and you know,
She had to
chasing the
Google
leaps
too many
and
games.
stuff like that. But anyways, I said that to say this. I didn't have a great deal of interest in Elden Ring.
Me neither.
But then the homies started hitting me up.
Same.
Homies that have never played a FromSoft type of game.
Same.
And they were like, yo, have you heard about this Elden Ring? And I'm like, y'all know I heard about it. What are y'all planning to get it and play it?
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah. And I was like, have y'all ever played a FromSoft game before? They was like, no. I was like, good luck. And so they all went and copped it, right? Now for me, I was just like, I'm gonna watch these motherfuckers play this game and have a hell of a time because they don't know what they're getting themselves into, right? But what I didn't think about was YouTube exists. Fucking Google and all that shit. It's not gonna be hard for them because if you go on YouTube,
They're gonna give you the skills
they're
to
gonna
play.
tell you everything you want to know. But nowadays you don't need to have skills to play anything because it'll tell you everything you want to know. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch them play, and I was like, I'm gonna play it myself. I guess I'll give it a try because I game share with one of my homies, so I got it for free. Now, before I actually started playing it, I was like, well, let me go ahead and run Bloodborne a little bit just to get back into, the feel of this type of shit. And then when I downloaded that, I was like, all right, I'll run it because the homie's on it.
This feels like that moment, like where the defendant is telling the judge on one of those courtroom shows.
Yeah.
The story.
And it has nothing to do with the reason.
No, keep going. This is good build up.
So I was like, what's the biggest thing about this? It was like it's FromSoft's first open world exploration game, right?
For sure.
So I was like, all right, I'm familiar with the format of like how their other games go. So let me double down on discovering what they're doing with this extra element that they never added in any of their games before, right?
The open world.
Yeah. And for me, the way that I decided to do that was like, since I know to go straight into one direction is not going to happen. Like, the first boss that is in that game that you can fight, right?
Yeah.
You can come out of the first area and literally run there and go fight him. You will never beat him.
Right.
Doing that. There's this shit called the Tree Sentinel. When you first come out of the spot, it's called the first step, right? And he is there to fuck with you. People who don't know went to go fight him, got their ass whipped, and were like, there's something wrong with this game.
Tyrese.
Like, what's wrong with this game? Because they've never played FromSoft games before, right? So I was like, y'all are going to get y'all asses whipped. Basically, I knew that I was going to have to spend a certain amount of time in that game in certain areas before I can do different things. So what I decided to do...
We're almost there.
What I decided to do was go around and explore what I could without dying. So I was just like poking the bear is what I was calling it. But I didn't take it too much serious because, again, like I said, I wasn't really too interested in at all. So I was just fucking around in the game. Literally, I was just fucking around in the game. But then as the homies started getting further, I was like, well, they're so far along. If I start developing this character in one way or another, I was like, then I could just use them and we could beat the bosses or whatever. And I would get the most out of it just playing with the homies, right? Because again, like even for real, I just can I say my thing? Go ahead. Yeah, I guess I'm done. Yeah, go ahead.
I want you to be done. I respect your time, and you have to go soon, right?
Yeah.
And I want us to address the actual problem. Everything that he said has nothing to do. He just has nothing to do with the issue. Okay. Everything he said is completely valid and fair and fine. If you want to take one character and explore, that's fine. You know what the issue is? Man's made a character, ran around with a club, then said, I don't like this character anymore. After, let's say, 10 hours of gameplay, made a new character, deleted that character, played this character on my PlayStation, okay? Because I have a PS5, and it's prettier to play on my PS5. But play this character. Problem with that character is, I can't help him. I can't help him because he's using my PS5.
Yeah.
Okay? So, and also, he doesn't want to be out in the living room the whole time. He's put quite a bit of time on that character. 30 hours.
For this character
30 hours. It doesn't matter. The PS5 character.
I can't even remember what
he doesn't even know. Okay, so then he has another character that he's playing. Okay, so we're now into 3 characters over the course of 40 hours of gameplay. Now he's got this other character. I look at him and I say, Tyrese, let me help you. I get him 2 weapons that he wants that require me to do the game. I give him 2 weapons that are copies of weapons you get from bosses that require me to play the game over twice. So I play the game over twice to get him the weapons that he wants. That he hasn't even fought the bosses to get these weapons yet. Because I'm like, I want to help you with your build. I show him a really good farming spot, and I get there for him to get him like as many levels as he needs in case he gets stuck, and to really help him create the build that he wants. And he gets his level. He gets his character up to like level 100. Do you know what he did?
What'd you do, Tyrese?
He started a new character. That's okay. Why? Do you want to know something? Do you want to know why?
On your side, Tyrese, but why?
But here's my thing.
That's the wrong way to look at it.
Wait.
And it ain't no issue.
But here it is. And let me pose this and why it's an issue. Okay? Let me tell you why it's an issue. but you're not playing the game. You're only getting so far, and you haven't beaten the game. You haven't gotten the flow of the game, and you haven't gotten the first time I beat the Elden Beast, I was like, I am the Elden Lord. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I've only beaten it with someone else once just to do it.
You don't want to be the Elden Lord?
Now I want to be the Elden Lord.
So check it out.
Now more than ever, I will.
His character is just a little bit wider.
So check it out. The problem I have is, look, I get it. If you want to play the game over a second time after you've beaten it, fine. But it's a lack of patience, and it's something weird. Because from that first character, if you don't like how it's built, check this out. You beat the second big boss in the game, you can respec your character any way you want. What? Did you say false?
It's the third big boss in the game.
You count Murgot as a big boss. I don't, because I've never had a problem with him. Okay, fine. Third big boss in the game. You can respec your character. Also, it is a game with infinite scaling. You can take, there's no level cap, so you can technically 99 every skill as long as you just keep playing. For example, I started
But I'm running again and the shit's fun.
For example, I started the game as a magician, and you know what I said? I was like, you know what? I have all these like.
What are you doing, Terrence?
I have all these.
Skate.
Oh, you gotta skate.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. We'll wrap this up.
I have all these magical things that I want to do, and I can't do them. So you know what I did? I just leveled up some more, and I played the game some more, and I got those builds. You don't have to do that. But here's what I'm saying. If you don't beat this game, Tyrus, I swear, on my oath as the Elden Lord, I will come down upon you with the wrath of a true tarnished, and the blessing of Ronnie the Witch, and I will send you into damnation.
Okay. So, Tyrese, you have a goal now. You have homework.
Yeah.
And I'll help you beat any boss you want.
Check me out, right? So the folks know. Right? Know this. I am going to be Elden Ring.
Maybe.
I promise.
You're not going to lose the weight.
I feel like the doctor now of Elden Ring.
I believe in you, Tyrese.
Be Elden Ring.
I support your methods. I just need you to carry through with them, and I want to see what what happens when they come to full fruition.
You know what sucks?
You apply these long-term goals.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just sucks being a guy who didn't, in the same position as Tyrese, who didn't want to play the game, who didn't want anything to do with it, but did because one of his friends got him into it and looked at all of his other friends who said that they would probably be good at it and has beaten it 4 times. I'm like, yeah, who else has beaten it? And everybody was like, no.
Nobody. Like, nobody.
Nobody.
Beat the game.
I've beaten it 4 times.
I'm not the only, like, nobody.
Nobody. All his friends were like, we got to the final time, now we're playing 2K.
They got as much, if not more, time in the game as me, and they have not.
You're committed, Cam.
It's not even a committed thing. It's just a really good game.
What helped you commit to finishing it?
It's the best game of the past 5 years.
5 times.
4 times. I'm on my 5th playthrough. I'm gonna take it slow this time.
All right. Well, we're gonna wrap it up so Tyrese can dip.
All right. So let's do an exit the podcast wrap. Go Tyrese. Spin 16 right now.
I ain't gonna spit no whole 16. Niggas giving me heat every time because I ain't beat Elden Ring. They want to know why I've been running around on a horse with a club. Because honestly, nigga, I ain't give a fuck. But now I guess I do. I'm going to be a dragon lord. I'm going to kill everybody that I see and I'm going to kill some more. Do I think I'm going to play it like 5 times? Probably not. But I'm going to do it just so Cam will get the fuck off of my...
Here's the thing.